What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be taking a look at Clubhouse and how to set up the sites, looking at reinforcements, what walls are must-have reinforced walls, rotates, and some kill holes. We're just going to be doing a brief summary of how to set up these sites, and we're going to go in order of most played to the least played in a ranked game. So the most played is probably Cash and CC Room, so we're going to go there, and I'm going to bring Kaid. So I have a shotgun to be able to make those rotates and show you the walls that need to be banded, kaided, or muted. So starting in A, we're just going to make a rotate. Over in the northeasternmost corner of the cash room, we're going to make a rotate for you and your team. Now this rotate is going to serve as a purpose for you to be able to hold on red steps and hold rafters push, bottom red steps, and be able to look at construction. Obviously, you're not going to hold all three of these at once, but this position becomes very versatile with this rotate, along with rotating into the site to be able to retake B a little bit easier. Now, once this rotate has been made, you can run on over into B. On the right side of the server wall, into rafters, you're going to want to make a rotate for you and your team to rotate into to hold garage push. This wall, being a soft wall, also allows you to make some pretty cheeky kill holes. For example, if you mantle on this behind A bomb and shoot just above the B, you can have a kill hole through that rotate onto rafter steps as they push in. Another kill hole that I recommend making is once again on the same spot above the A bomb and shoot just over here. This kill hole will give you an angle onto the wall after they destroy it if they get through your hardware. This kill hole will give you an angle onto the wall if they break through your reinforcements. Now moving on to must-have reinforced walls, we're going to go over to the construction single just outside of A bomb. This wall must be reinforced, otherwise they just have an easy way into the building and right into the A bomb site. I also recommend reinforcing the right side of the construction wall into initiation office, and then I like to make some kill holes along the left side. That way if you decide to play in here, you can look for the drop into initiation office. As you can see, here's the hatch in logistic office, and if they fall in, they will fall directly in front of your kill hole, and you will be able to see their feet and spray through the wall if you're playing into construction and get a free kill. Now moving over to more must-have walls to reinforce, I recommend reinforcing this cash wall that goes into construction. I recommend reinforcing this wall so you don't get wall banged through the wall from bedroom. Now these two walls are absolute must-have. You have to reinforce these if you want a shot at winning this site. Otherwise they're just going to storm into this bomb site and plant the bomb. I also recommend bringing a hard denial such as Kaid, Bandit, or Mute. If you run Kaid, I recommend bringing both of your Kaid charges over to this wall, throwing one into this broken TV, as you can see it stretches, and one onto this false window, and it stretches over. That way they have to use 2 EMP charges unless they're Thatcher, and it makes it a lot harder, and if they don't drone it, they might end up wasting both of them just right here. Now, this wall is more of a choice. I personally like to reinforce it so I don't get wall banged if I'm trying to run away as they push into garage. If they're pushing up rafter steps and I need to run away, I like to have this so I can get behind cover. I also like to throw a reinforcement up right here for the same situation of if I'm fighting someone in construction, I can strafe behind this to safety. Now those are the absolute necessities for the upstairs site in cash and CC room. And now we're going to go on over to downstairs as the second most common site in ranked. So downstairs is probably the second most common site in ranked. Now the first things first, you're going to go upstairs and get the hatches that go directly into the site. And you want to do this right away because in the preparation phase in a ranked game, it goes quicker than you think it would, and you do not want to be up here reinforcing these hatches when they can come in and just shoot you in the back of the head while you're reinforcing. So you're going to want to grab the one in kitchen, and then you're going to want to head over to bar and get the hatch that leads directly into B site. Then you're going to want to go to bar and get this hatch that leads directly into the closet next to A. I highly recommend bringing Kaid and Kaiding both of these hatches as well. That way it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to have such easy access into the site. Now once the hatches have been reinforced, I recommend reinforcing both of these arsenal walls unless you have a Mira. Your teammates bringing a Mira can kind of change the dynamic of what walls you want to reinforce on every map because sometimes they like to use Miras on walls you normally would reinforce. However, if you don't have a Mira, I highly recommend reinforcing both of these. I also recommend reinforcing this middle wall at the bare minimum if not 2 of them. However, a lot of people like to have one of them reinforced and have kill holes on the left side to be able to look at this door, and maybe even on the right side to bounce back and forth between the kill holes. Moving over to the blue wall in church, I recommend reinforcing the middle wall once again. I sometimes will reinforce the left one as well. However, your teammates will like to have kill holes looking into blue. And a very nice kill hole, if you take out one of these chairs, you can mantle onto this table and take out the top half and watch blue steps. Now, once all of these walls have been reinforced, you're going to want to make sure that you have the escape tunnel walls or dirt tunnel walls reinforced. These walls being reinforced will make it a little bit more difficult for them to get into the site. If you don't reinforce these, they can just storm into dirt and have a pretty easy time getting into the site. So that is it for must-have reinforcements. Now we're going to do some rotates. Over here in the wall, just beyond the B-bomb to the A-bomb, we want a rotate, so we can go bomb site to bomb site quicker. This rotate allows you to watch this staircase from both sides and be able to rotate from bomb site to bomb site quicker. Now, a kill hole that you're going to want to do is footholes over here. I like to make it so they cannot crawl through it, otherwise they can have a sneaky little rotate into the bomb site without you realizing it. However, this can be played to watch the bottom site push, and if they push the back closet room, you have clear assistance onto your teammate that's holding it in A. Now, another hatch that you can get is Blue Room Hatch, which is just in the stock room up 1 floor. This hatch does not need to be kaided. It is not that important of a hatch. However, I do recommend throwing a reinforcement on it just to make it a little bit more difficult. So like I said, some walls will be affected by Mira, and some walls are choice walls, such as these blue walls, but I do recommend this kill hole to be able to watch blue steps if you jump up on the table, because this kill hole cannot be used as a rotate. However, this one can be turned into a rotate fairly quickly if they have a shotgun on their team. So that does it for the downstairs site setup. This is the second most common site, and now we're going to move on to the third most common site, which is the gym bedroom. Alright, so the third most common site, the gym bedroom. We spawned up in the gym. We're going to go straight outside of the gym into this hallway and grab these 2 walls. These 2 walls are must-have reinforcements, and I highly recommend throwing a Kaid, a Mute, or a Bandit on these walls as well. Now, once this wall's reinforced and kaided, you can move over into A and go into the bathroom and reinforce this right side. You want to leave this left side unreinforced so you have a little kill hole to be able to shoot through once they get this wall, if they get this wall. Now, another must-have wall would be the one in construction that leads into cache. The construction single over here that leads to outside, so they have a harder time getting into the site. And then I recommend doing at least one of these 2. That way, if they decide to rotate through one of them, they are more apt to go through one side, and leaving you more of a funnel effect, so you know exactly where they are and where to pre-fire. And this gives you the opportunity to watch that hatch again if they choose to fall through. Now, once those walls have been reinforced, another set of walls that you could do to make it a little bit harder for them to get into the site would just be to throw some reinforcements on the CC wall again. I know you're not in the CC wall, but this is a very common entrance, and this will make it a little bit more difficult and maybe screw up their game plan if they do plan on going through that wall. Now, it is up to you and your teammate on if you reinforce the hatch, if you want to counter an Amaru push or whatever it is. You can also use both Kaids on this wall or wait for a EMP to come through and then use a Kaid trick. But that does it for the must-have reinforced walls. Now we're going to be taking a look at kill holes and rotates. Over here in the side wall of B, you're going to want to rotate. This rotate gives your team the ability to rotate from bomb site to bomb site, and it'll allow you to make plays on the wall once it's been got. I also recommend maybe making some kill holes over here, just some footholes, so if they mantle in through the window, you can shoot them, or if you have a frost mat on the other side of this window, you can finish off the kill for the frost. These 2 walls are dependent on what operators you play. If you have a Mira, you're going to want to throw a reinforcement on this left one, put a Mira right here, and then leave this one soft, so you can shoot through it. If you don't have a Mira, I recommend just reinforcing both of these. But some people do like to throw a rotate right here. But if you are not aware of this wall and you have a rotate here and you lose track of it, they can drop through this hatch and storm into the site fairly quickly. So that does it for the site setup on Gym Bedroom. Now we're going to be taking a look at the least common site in Ranked, which is the bar. So moving over to the bar setup, you will never play this site in Ranked because you only have 3 defenses, and once you go to overtime, you can play the same sites again. And this one just sucks. So you will never play this one, but if for some reason you do, I guess we'll go through a little general setup on the best way to defend. Maybe you're just trying to throw it off against the enemies, whatever it is. So I am bringing Kaid again to make rotates, kill holes, all that kind of stuff. So for starters, I'm going to throw a Kaid right here because this Kaid is going to touch this wall, and the hatch. So now both these walls are Kaided, and once I've reinforced the hatch, it will be Kaided as well. This is the stock room wall, which is a very common entrance into the map, and assuming the site is right here, they will probably try to get this wall pretty quickly. I also recommend reinforcing the pool table wall, which goes into strip, and then I recommend reinforcing this hatch as well as you grab the other one. And the back walls of the bar are also going to be very important to grab so you don't get wall banked from kitchen. And now that those walls are got, we're going to go upstairs to grab those last two hatches with the last two reinforcements. So one of these hatches is going to be in the gym, and this one goes directly into pool. And then the other one's going to be in construction, if I remember correctly. And this one leads directly into B. Now that all of those walls have been reinforced, you're going to want to be aware of an Amaru play through the bottom hatch because all of your reinforcements have been used. I recommend having some roamers over here because they are going to be able to collapse on the site very, very easily because of the positioning. And like I said, you're never going to play this in ranked, so it's not the biggest deal. There are not very many kill holes that you can make. However, you could play garage and have a kill hole from garage looking into this site right there. Or a rotate and someone playing rafters and just being able to rotate right into here very quickly. So I recommend making a rotate right there. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward site because of the brick walls without kill holes or rotates. So yeah guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for future Rainbow Six Siege content. This has been a site setup video on Dubhouse, Clubhouse, whatever you want to call it. Stay tuned, I got plenty of tips and tricks coming your way, plenty of site setups coming your way for every single map in ranked rotation. And yeah, goodbye.